Good evening.
Good evening.
Hello. My name is Alexandra Morgan, and I am giving you a sample of a work in progress. Sexagenarian. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Esteemed scientists, professors. I'm very honored to have been invited to speak before you. I think we have a couple of Nobels there in the back. When Dr. Lingus approached me and asked me to speak today, I said, Connie, I am not a biologist or an academic. What am I going to say? And she said, just relax and tell your story. So, very well. I have the best orgasms in Southern California. I can come more than anyone in this room. Yes, it's true. It's been documented. I'm not so sure about what's going on in Northern California, but Southern California is locked up. Oh, Genesis. I'm not talking about fake orgasms or movie orgasms or when Sally met Harry in the deli orgasms. Like most women of my generation, I've done my share of those. I even starred in an R-rated musical comedy a few years ago as a nympho porn princess who simulated the creation of O's on demand, but more on that later. No, I'm talking about orgasms that rock your soul, that melt your medulla oblongata, knock your knees, and spin your spine. Floral explosion of twining flowers and sunset palettes of dripping joy juice. Oh, please understand, I am not bragging. I'm just stating the facts, like saying I have red hair and 10 fingers. However, I was not born like this. No, it's an acquired art, a talent, a fucking skill. Now, I know there's still a disproportionate populace out there who have never come, who suffer from the devastating heartbreak of anhedonia, the inability to experience pleasure. Then, there are hopefully many among you, indeed maybe the vast majority, who will say, now wait a minute, Alexandra. I have great orgasms. Thank you very much. I'm proud to say that I am a regular firecracker comer. I know. I used to say that. I used to think I had great orgasms with a talented and enthusiastic lover who adored me. But that was before his lung cancer killed us both. Before I moved back to LA, before I danced and wept and pushed up on my skin knees and struggled to my feet. Resurrection City, long before I met Daedalus. Electric emeralds ride bolts of lightning, rift zones of molten rubies gleam from my body's jungle. Seismic eruptions of magma and tidal waves, tsunamis of crashing passion and warm sap bathing my thighs, his cheeks. After 2 years of Arctic midnight, grief and despair, after moons of therapy, meditation, visualization, and the slow eking passage of time, I have connected with another man, a skillful, passionate, imaginative sexagenarian. Daedalus stimulates my brain and my vulva in new and exciting ways. I come for hours. He has explored all my subterranean cornices and secret codes, and together we release these cascading convulsions of apotheosis, of yummy God nectar into the universe. How do I come? Let me count the ways. Explosive volcanic fountains, merry-go-round rides of confetti, hot steamy animal coupling, occasional bouts of hilarity, creating and releasing of joy and love and passion and forgiveness and healing and gratitude and gratitude and gratitude that I'm dancing in the universal flow, fully alive in a rebirth of wonder, an idiosyncratic, intelligent incarnation of tingling ecstasy. From the Greek, ekstasis, out of static, out of form, liberation from the confines of expectation and protocol. Rollicking, screaming upside down on my head, primal stuff. And the more I let myself concentrate entirely on my own pleasure, the more enthralled Daedalus becomes, the more determined to elicit every particle of effervescent joy emanating from my vulva. When I was invited to the American Society for Human Reproduction and Development Institute last month to attempt to quantify and codify my orgasmic responses, the electrodes attached to my brain and thighs melted upon contact with my skin. The MRI machine exploded in a cloud of whining shrapnel. Luckily, no one was hurt. The scientists had to recalibrate the thresholds of the orgasmatron crystal scanners before we could continue. I had to resist the urge to apologize for the damage, but the docs assured me I was making history and dispensing both hope and inspiration. So, how did I get so lucky? How can you, too, learn to access orgasms like these? To release these unreleased fountains of unconditional love wrapped in blood and flesh and sinew and clitoris? Well, that's why I'm here tonight. To let you know of this untapped resource in each of you, on a mission to save souls and make the world a better place, one cosmic orgasm at a time. Now, I know you have questions. Please hold them until we get to the Q&A at the end. I will touch on the usual queries, such as, how do I come like this? What exercise, regimen, fitness, practice do I do? What does Daedalus do while I'm coming for hours? What is the immediate central environment like? And yes, we'll discuss the variety and intensity of various sacred instruments of pleasure, the location and security codes for the G spots, the X spots, the A+ spots, plus the cosmography of the clitoris, Regina vagina, and the voluptuous volcanic vulva. Are you ready? Yeah.